Today, I'm going to show you secret tools not available to the public. In fact, they're not even available to all real estate agents. These are the secret tools of realtors. We've all heard the adage, knowledge is power. No matter what you do in your business, whatever profession you're in, you have knowledge, experience, and skills that the public generally doesn't have. Even with the enormous amount of information on the internet through AI or through YouTube, if you, let's say, wanted to change a light socket in your house, could you look that up and do what an electrician does? Sure, you could. The question is, do you feel safe doing that? Or are you afraid you're going to burn your house down? So this knowledge and skill provides value, and people will provide you compensation for those skills and values. So today I want to pull back the curtain on tools that realtors use that are not available to the public. One of them you've heard of, I'm sure. It's the MLS, or the Multiple Listing Service. The other one you probably haven't heard of, and that's RPR, or the Realtor Property Resource. Both of these are tools provided to realtors for which we pay dues. We have a membership with the National Association of Realtors and with the local MLS, and it provides us background information that you'll probably never see. So let's take a look at the MLS and what that offers and what kind of secret information realtors have that the public doesn't. Welcome to Armless. Now think of the MLS like a private professional database created by realtors for realtors to share the most accurate and up-to-date information about homes for sale. Now that's something that everybody, I'm sure you already know, but what you don't know is that when you search on websites like Zillow or Realtor.com, you're actually seeing a filtered version of what's on the MLS. The MLS has deeper, more accurate details, including private remarks, showing instructions, and price changes that aren't shown to the public. And because realtors are required to keep their MLS listings accurate and updated, it's often more reliable than the public sites you're used to using. First of all, on our entry screen, you can see we have a lot of different drop downs that we can access. One we may use often when we're trying to price a house is the Cloud CMA, or Comparative Market Analysis. The other thing that I use most often on my monthly market updates are the rapid stats that are provided. But generally we'll have information about the market provided here, because this platform itself is the key way that realtors tell other realtors what's available on the market, what the price is, what the particulars are. We have a login. Now you'll notice my login is TM667. They offered me TM666. I wasn't taking that one. From the landing page, it's pretty simple. With our menu, we can do a quick search for a property. We can manage our contacts. All my clients are underneath this contact page. We can get a market summary. But if I'm looking for a home for my clients, the most common tab I'm going to use is the quick search. Just like you can on Zillow, if I wanted to make this $400,000 as the top price for the home, I want a single family residence, detached. If I'm looking for a city in particular, let's say Peoria. Number of bedrooms, minimum, we want, in this case, 3 and 2 baths. The number of interior levels, if you have small children or elderly, you probably want to make this maximum of 1 story. So we want to make sure no stairs in this one, but you can leave this blank and it'll return everything for you. Do you want a pool? Do you want garage spaces? Normally, many people do. It's going to calculate the number of homes that meet this criteria. And from there, I can actually go to the list, see all of them. I can sort them by price. For me, it's going to show me the listing member, which agent has this on the market, so I can give them a call if I have any questions about the property. But let's say I wanted to actually view the property with a client. I would go to the property itself, and we have a tab called Aligned Showings, which will allow me to set an appointment based on the availability the realtor puts inside the MLS. So we can set the availability. If you are living in the home that you're selling right now and you want at least a 2-hour notice before any showings, we can set that up in the MLS to be sure that you have enough time to find something to do outside of the house while visitors come in to take a look. In this case, this property is vacant, so more than likely, if I made a showing request right now, it would automatically give me an approval. But sometimes we do mark out times because we have contractors coming in to do some work on the home. We'll leave aligned showings, go back to the listing in case this one, and we're going to go to the CMA tab. And for this, if I wanted to do a one-click, I want to use selected properties first. So if I go back to the map and I see that this is the property we're using, what I'd like to do is go get at least 5 properties inside there. But we also know that some of these properties are not like ours. So initially I'm going to set this circle I'll go back to the list. I can highlight all of these. But then I want to look at things that aren't the same. Now for our property, it's 4 bedrooms and 2 baths. And we only have one other that fits that criteria. So we're definitely going to leave that one in. We know based on our search that it meets all the other criteria. So this is a very simple way to do this CMA. We do the statistical buyer CMA, and you'll see that it imported those active listings for us. And I can look at the low, average, and high prices in this range for these properties. But this is a very shallow attempt at doing a CMA. And a lot of times you're going to find that the automated valuation models like Zillow or Realtor Property Resources RVM, which is a Realtor Valuation Model, may not take into account a lot of things that go on inside these communities. So we have to adjust these. We'll do that a little bit later. Right now we're just focusing on what's available in the MLS. Well, when I go to this listing, there's a couple things that I'm able to see that the public can't. If I scroll down, I'll be able to see private remarks and semi-private remarks that are there for other realtors. Something else I can see are the documents. So the SPUDS is the seller property disclosure statement. If I click on this, it would open up and show me everything that the owners of the property knew had a problem and if those were corrected. Within 3 days after your offer on this home is accepted, the seller is required to provide this SPUDS information to you. The Clue report is actually the old name for what we now call the insurance history report. So any insurance claims over the last 5 years on this property will be in this document as well. So other things that the MLS are useful for, you can see all these different tabs we have. Something like Rapid Stats, which I use quite a bit to take a look generally at the market. If you've seen my monthly market updates, then you've seen this screen more than likely. You can show activity in the market, directionality of how the market is moving. Can also provide infographics. This is just an infographic that we can print, put on cards to hand out, branded to us, give us an idea of which way the market is moving. We can see average rental price is up 2.3% month over month. Median is up less than 0.5% month over month. Days on market are coming down. But we do have a lot of active listings inside there. It's up 8% month over month here. And sometimes we see this in the summertime when people have homes up north and they'll move away and leave these rentals open. But the MLS is not the easiest place to draw a circle and find a place to live. That's actually RPR, and that's the Realtor Property Resource, which we'll get to in just a minute. Overall, though, from the MLS, you can see that we have access to knowledge that the public doesn't have access to, and the ability to do comparative market analysis and other assessments of neighborhoods to make sure that you're getting the right place or you're selling your home at the right price for the market you're in. Another tool we use, which is even sometimes more useful than the MLS, is called RPR, the Realtor Property Resource. I'm going to show you some of the tools that are very particular to RPR and why it's so important to use it for realtors. Just like MLS, we have a property search, and RPR can be used for both residential or commercial, but we're going to go to Peoria, and you can see sort of the way Peoria is sort of a strange shape. They did extend all the way up to Lake Pleasant, so nice place if you want to be near the lake. We're going to look for single family homes. I could look for anything that has to deal with residential, even just lots and lands. But let's stick with single family property. Looking at under $400,000, 3 bed, 2 bath, and then we can zoom in on properties that come up in our search area. We have a new one down here off of 83rd and Olive. We'll take a look at it. It is active in the MLS, 3 bed, 3 bath, 1,752 square feet on a smaller lot of 3,551. We can go see the full details on this property. We'll see that the Realtor Valuation Model tells us what the automated system thinks this property is worth. But the good thing about RPR is I can also do a CMA or comparative market analysis. We're just going to show you basically how to refine values inside, or what I can do as a realtor to refine this value. Let's say that we added on a 4th bedroom to this house. We're going to throw a number out there just for this exercise of $15,000 for the addition of a bedroom. Could be more or less depending on where you live. Also, are there any home improvements? Well, we did an upscale home improvement on this house, bathroom remodel. The date completed is very important. If we did this back in 2016, let's say July, and the cost at the time was $13,000, when we add this improvement, you're going to see that this auto-calculates what that value is now. If I wanted to reset this and I wanted to do the upscale bathroom again, but I did it in January of 2025 and it cost me $13,000. what's the added improvement? You can see the added improvements a little bit more than having done it in the past. We can continue to add improvements in here. So I'm going to do that just for this exercise. We're going to add the improvement and you're going to see the cost. Now you notice that these are the valuations placed on these kind of renovations. Just because you spent $40,000 on a major kitchen upgrade doesn't mean you're going to get $40,000 worth of value. Enjoy it while you can because that's for your enjoyment initially. Added value is not going to be the same as what you paid. If there are needed improvements, I could put that in here as well. And if I look at the local market conditions, we're really in sort of a somewhat slow market. It's a buyer's market in a lot of different places. You'll see the refined value. If I went back to average, 388. If I go back to more of a slow market, we're down to 372. Home exterior condition, well, I just painted it. Home interior condition equal to the ones I've seen in the MLS. And how do I know that? Within 3 to 6 months of me listing this home on the market, I'm going to look at the interiors of those others and see if they're the same or if mine's superior or maybe mine's inferior. Maybe I have laminate countertops while they have granite. That our refined changes from the original Realtor valuation model shows me that I could probably list this at 373, but that's not the end of it. I need to do a more refined CMA. So I'm going to leave this site, go into the CMA, then I'm going to find comps. I'm going to look for mostly those that have closed. However, I will include one active and one pending in this list. Price range will leave the same, and then we're going to search. And now I have a list. We have 5 comps. Now I can go in and make adjustments. So this takes a lot of time. I'm not going to do this for you right now. I just want you to know that the amount of work that goes into an actual accurate comparative market analysis can take hours for a realtor to go in and investigate every single part of every single house I'm using for a comp in order to make sure that I have an accurate evaluation of your home before we list it on the marketplace. Let's do another type of search. In this case, I want to search for a home near Country Meadows Elementary School because that's where I work. And I don't want to drive any more than 10 minutes from there. So what I can do is take this push pin, this drop pin, and I can drop it right over here by Country Meadows Elementary School. Put next. I want to leave at 7 a.m. in the morning because I have to get there before the kids. And I don't want to travel any more than 10 minutes. What happens now? Now I can create a report that shows 10-minute drives from Country Meadows Elementary School. Create report. I'll do a market activity report. I'm going to run the report, and you'll see that RPR will notify me when this report is done. So I'm going to close this right now. All the property. Oh, report's ready. Go back to download the report. This shows me. That's an old picture. I need to update that. It'll show me what's going on inside the marketplace now. Estimated home values, the medians, what they've done in the last month, 3 months, 12 months, 24 months. The market snapshot shows the number of properties, the new listings. These show all the active listings that are in the area. It also shows the pending. And then I can scroll down into the closed ones. And now I have a full report that I can provide to you to show you what the market is doing right now. So once again, knowledge is power, and these tools help realtors help you, help our clients, either buying or selling a home, or you just want to know what's going on in the marketplace right now. We can use these tools to help. Just like any trade that you're in, or if you're a professional doctor, lawyer, you have certain knowledge, skills, and experience that can help your clients. Same thing with realtors. Now, this information that I've showed you today, can you find a lot of this on the web? Certainly you can, but you won't find it to the level of detail that we can provide as agents. Just like the example I gave before, if I wanted to change a wall outlet, I could go to YouTube and learn how to do it. But am I going to be secure in my ability to do that the right way? We see this in real estate as well, where people sell their homes on their own, for sale by owner, or FSBO as we know it. But they tend to get much less for their home than they would have if they had hired a professional to market that property for them, to show it, to make it available in the MLS for others to see. But we're here to help if you need it. We'll bring to bear our knowledge, skills, and experience to make sure you have the best transaction in one of the most important transactions you'll have in your life. If you have any questions, leave a comment, give me a call. If you're in the area, we'll meet, have some coffee, talk about the market. And I want to thank you for stopping by once again. See you next time.